Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into AI, artificial intelligence. And look, this isn't just the latest tech buzzword. It's a really monumental force. It's already reshaping our world, our daily lives, and maybe even, what it fundamentally means to be human.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this deep dive, we've pulled together quite a range of perspectives. We're looking at a comprehensive research paper, some critical insights from the Future of Life Institute. They're a leading nonprofit focused on AI safety. Also, a big survey from Pew Research Center. They talked to hundreds of experts, and a sharp industry analysis from Built In. So it's a really multifaceted view.
A lot to draw on them.
Definitely. Covers everything, really, from the historical roots, deep dives into future risks, but also the incredible opportunities.
Okay, so our mission today, for you listening, is pretty straightforward. We want to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge, give you a shortcut, maybe, to being really well informed on this, and hopefully uncover some surprising facts along the way. Also, you can get a better handle on this complex and rapidly evolving link between AI and us, humans.
Yeah.
So let's start maybe at the beginning. When we talk about AI today, what what are we actually talking about? It's a term that gets thrown around so much.
It really does. And at its core, AI is essentially a field, a multidisciplinary one that's focused on building intelligent agents, basically systems that can do tasks that usually need human intelligence.
Like thinking, problem solving.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reasoning, problem solving, learning, perception, understanding language, things like that. And, most people hear about machine learning, deep learning. Those are key parts today. But
Mm.
it's useful to remember it started simpler. Early AI, sometimes called symbolic AI.
Rule-based stuff.
Right. It relied on predefined rules, logic. Think of those early expert systems for things like medical diagnosis. They were quite limited in scope.
Okay.
But the real game changers now are machine learning, or ML, where the AI learns from data itself without someone programming every single rule. And then there's deep learning, which is a really powerful subset of ML.
And that's the one using those brain-like networks.
Precisely. Deep learning uses these complex artificial neural networks inspired by our brains with many layers that lets them handle enormous amounts of data and find really intricate patterns. This is what's driving the big breakthroughs you see in, like, computer vision or understanding natural language.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. We've got the types, but let's peel back another layer. What are the core ingredients, especially for that powerful deep learning stuff? What actually makes them seem intelligent?
Right. Good question. So one fundamental concept is those neural networks we just mentioned. Think of them as computational models, kind of inspired by the brain's structure. Lots of interconnected nodes, or neurons, processing information in layers.
Okay.
Then you have the algorithms. These are basically the rules, the instructions that govern how the AI learns and makes decisions. And these can be simple, or they can be incredibly complex, like the convolutional neural networks used in image recognition.
Got it. Algorithms are the how-to.
Sort of, yeah. And a really crucial piece is natural language processing, NLP.
This is what lets AI understand and interact with human language.
It powers so much stuff. You probably use daily sentiment analysis, chatbots.
Like Siri, Alexa.
Exactly. All those virtual assistants rely heavily on NLP.
All right. So before we jump into how all this is, changing everything now, let's take a quick step back. This whole idea of intelligent machines, it feels very 21st century, but the dream is older, right?
Yeah.
Where did it actually start?
Oh, much older. It wasn't a sudden explosion at all. You can trace the origins back to, well, ancient dreams of replicating human intellect in some way. But a really pivotal moment, kind of the official starting point, was the Dartmouth Conference back in 1956.
Ah, okay.
That's where the actual term artificial intelligence was coined. And early efforts, like a program called The Logic Theorist, focused on that symbolic AI. We talked about solving logic problems, mathematical proofs.
So symbolic logic was the first big push.
It was. And then through the decades, we saw these milestones. The 60s and 70s brought advancements in natural language processing, trying to get computers to understand us, and knowledge representation. The 80s saw the rise of those expert systems, again, trying to capture human expertise in narrow fields.
Okay.
But a moment that really captured public imagination, a kind of watershed, was in 1997. That's when IBM's Deep Blue defeated Garry Kasparov, the world chess champion.
Right. I remember that. Huge news.
It was huge. It showed the sheer power of brute force computation, even if it wasn't thinking like a human. But the real paradigm shift, the one that leads us to today, happened more recently in the 21st century. That's when machine learning, neural networks, and deep learning really took off.
What fueled that shift?
Two main things, really. Massive amounts of data becoming available.
The internet age.
Exactly. And crucially, the computational power needed to process all that data. Suddenly, these complex models became feasible. And that led to the breakthroughs we see now in things like image recognition, speech-to-text translation.
So what does this all mean? Connecting that history to right now,
Mhm.
how did that evolution actually turn into the transformative force AI is today? What's the real-world impact for, the average person?
Well, the impact is profound, and it's reshaping things faster than we sometimes realize. Sure, AI automation boosts efficiency in factories, but here's a maybe surprising insight. It's not just about replacing workers on an assembly line. It's accelerating a massive shift from mass production towards mass customization
Ah, so like personalized products.
on an unprecedented scale, making bespoke items almost mainstream. That fundamentally changes consumer expectations, supply chains, everything. And in healthcare, it's not just theory, it's leading to genuinely improved diagnostic accuracy. In fact, some AI algorithms can now spot conditions in medical images with, and this is a quote, greater precision than human experts.
Wow.
Yeah. And personalized treatment plans based on your specific data. Plus, you see it everywhere else. Algorithmic trading in finance, the recommendations you get on streaming services. AI is deeply woven into modern life now.
We've sort of touched on this broad impact, but let's zoom in a bit. To really get a grip on its current footprint, maybe walk us through a few key sectors where AI isn't just potential, it's actively reshaping things, like right now.
Definitely. Healthcare is a massive one. We mentioned diagnosis. AI analyzes patient data, medical records, scans, far faster than humans could. It's enabling personalized precision medicine, tailoring treatments to your individual genetic makeup, for example. And even in the operating room, AI-assisted robotic surgery is becoming more common. It offers surgeons real-time insights, enhanced dexterity, more precision, often leading to less invasive procedures.
Incredible. What about getting around transportation?
Huge changes there, too. Transportation is seeing the rise of autonomous vehicles, self-driving tech. These systems are designed to navigate really complex environments, hopefully reducing accidents in the long run. We also have intelligent traffic management systems using AI to optimize traffic flow in cities, changing signal timings dynamically. And behind the scenes, AI is optimizing logistics, supply chains, getting goods where they need to go more efficiently.
Okay. Healthcare, transport.
Sure.
What about money?
Yeah.
Finance.
Oh, yeah. Finance and economics rely heavily on AI now. Algorithmic trading makes decisions in fractions of a second based on vast data analysis. AI is used for much more sophisticated risk assessment, detecting fraud patterns that humans might miss. And even for economic forecasting, using predictive analytics on huge data sets to model future trends.
And education. Is it changing how we learn?
It is, increasingly. In education, AI powers adaptive learning systems. These can assess a student's strengths and weaknesses and actually tailor the educational content and pace to them individually. There are also intelligent tutoring systems aiming to provide personalized teaching support, help with self-directed learning, and educational analytics using AI to gain insights into learning patterns which can help design better curricula.
What's fascinating here is it's just how deeply embedded AI already is. It's not some future thing. It's shaping our experiences right now, often in ways we don't even consciously notice. From our phones to our hospitals, okay, we've seen frankly, amazing potential, the power. But any tool this powerful comes with, well, with big considerations,
Yeah.
complexities. Where does the excitement start meeting, caution? What are the major challenges, the ethical knots we need to untangle?
Right. This is absolutely the double-edged sword part of the conversation. A huge concern, obviously, is the impact on employment and the workforce. As AI gets better at automating tasks, especially routine ones, there are real fears about job displacement.
People losing their jobs to machines.
Essentially, yes. Some experts estimate almost a third of tasks could eventually be done by AI, and one futurist, Amy Webb, puts it bluntly, she calls it the difficult truth, that AI will eventually cause a large number of people to be permanently out of work.
Wow, permanently. That's stark.
It is. And it highlights the massive need for proactive reskilling, upskilling, maybe rethinking the nature of work itself.
Okay, jobs is one big one. What else?
Data privacy, security, and governance. This is critical. AI systems, especially the powerful ones, thrive on vast amounts of data, often personal data. So the risk's obvious. Misuse of data, unauthorized access, identity theft, even intensified surveillance. Vint Cerf, one of the fathers of the internet, voiced this worry about our heavy dependencies on complex systems that can and do fail. It really underlines the need for things like informed consent, truly anonymizing data where possible, and robust protections. Initiatives like the Biden-Harris AI Bill of Rights are trying to address
Right,
this.
protecting the data. Makes sense.
Then there's the issue of data fidelity and interpretability. This is subtle but really important. AI systems learn from the data they're trained on. If that data reflects existing societal patterns or, frankly, biases, the AI can inherit and even amplify them.
Like the facial recognition issues.
That's a classic example. Some early systems showed variations in accuracy based on factors like skin tone, likely reflecting imbalances in the training data. So addressing this means being incredibly careful about curating data, ensuring diversity and representation. And it pushes towards needing explainable AI or XAI. We need to get past this black box problem where we don't know why the AI reached a decision. Transparency builds trust.
The black box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels crucial. And you mentioned one more.
Yes, the perhaps more philosophical but equally important question of AI's influence on human behavior and decision-making. Think about the recommendation algorithms everywhere. They subtly shape what we see, what we buy, maybe even what we think. Personalized marketing nudges our choices.
It guides us.
It does. And some experts look further ahead. Judith Donath predicts that by 2030, bots might facilitate most social interactions, becoming almost indistinguishable from humans. She even suggests our own raw, unaided human speech and demeanor might start to seem embarrassingly clunky in comparison. It is. And others point out this tension. Michael M. Roberts notes how convenience often trumps privacy concerns for many people. And Kostas Alexandridis warns we might be sacrificing our autonomy, little by little, for that convenience AI offers.
This raises an important question. How do we navigate these?
Mm-hmm.
Convenience is powerful, the benefits are real, but these complexities are just huge.
They really are. And we're only just beginning to grapple with them fully as a society.
You mentioned the Future of Life Institute's survey finding that more than half of AI experts think there's a 1 in 10 chance AI causes human extinction. That's not science fiction movie stuff, that's experts.
It's a sobering statistic, isn't it? And they clarify it's not necessarily about evil robots taking over. It's more about the potential consequences of creating something vastly more intelligent than ourselves, even if its goals are initially benign or even altruistic. A superintelligence might pursue its programmed goals using methods that are catastrophically destructive to us without malice.
Unforeseen consequences of superior intellect.
Exactly, which is why you hear calls from some corners to, quote, close the gates on AGI and superintelligence. AGI meaning artificial general intelligence, AI that matches or exceeds humans across the board.
Wow. Okay, so existential risk is the kind of ultimate concern. But what other major hurdles are experts pointing to right now?
Well, tied into that is the very practical, ongoing challenge of interpretability and accountability. We touched on the black box problem. When these systems are so complex, it's incredibly hard to fully understand why they do what they do. This makes it difficult to diagnose errors, ensure they aren't perpetuating biases, or even assign responsibility when things go wrong. So the push for interpretable AI models and clear accountability frameworks is huge.
Right. Knowing how it works and who's responsible.
Precisely. Then there's the deepening concern around unemployment and socioeconomic disparities. Beyond just job displacement, there's a real risk AI could significantly worsen income inequality. Mark Surman from Mozilla argues AI might concentrate power and wealth in the hands of a few big monopolies.
Consolidating power.
Yeah. Which leads to discussions about potential societal responses, things like universal basic income or maybe fundamentally restructuring work, like shorter work weeks. Big societal shifts being contemplated.
Huge shift.
And finally, there's the sheer pace issue. The legal and regulatory frameworks just haven't kept up with how fast AI is developing. We're seeing legal challenges pop up, like the New York Times suing OpenAI over copyright and intellectual property use in training data. That's just one example of the complex new questions arising. This really highlights the critical need for international cooperation to figure out AI governance. It can't just be nation by nation.
And it can't just be the tech companies deciding, right?
That's a key point. William Uricchio made the observation that AI development is often concentrated in the hands of a technological and economic elite, which, he argues, makes it even more vital to have a broader, more AI-literate public involved in the conversation about how this technology should be developed and deployed.
What's fascinating here is it's not just one source raising alarms, it's consistent. Across researchers, nonprofits, industry analysts. There's a shared understanding of these significant risks and challenges, really underlines the scale of what we're dealing with.
Absolutely. There's broad consensus on the gravity of these issues.
Okay, we've stared into the challenges, the potential abyss even. Let's pivot back towards the light. What are the really promising avenues? Where does AI offer genuine hope for benefiting humanity, maybe even elevating our own capabilities?
There's definitely a bright side, and a lot of focus is shifting towards it. A key concept is collaborative intelligence. The idea isn't necessarily AI versus humans, but humans and AI working together synergistically.
Combining strengths.
Exactly. Combining our creativity, intuition, ethical judgment with AI's immense computational power, its ability to analyze data at scale. Together, we could potentially tackle incredibly complex problems that neither could solve alone.
So AI is a partner, not just a tool or a replacement.
That's the vision, which leads to the idea of augmentation and amplification of human capabilities. The role of AI in this view is to maximize our potential. Let it handle the routine, repetitive stuff, streamline workflows, provide real-time insights, freeing up humans to focus on higher-level creative work, critical thinking, interpersonal connections.
Making us better at what we do best.
Precisely. And remember Dario Amade's concept, the CEO of Anthropic. He talked about a potential compressed 21st century. He theorized AI could accelerate scientific research by maybe tenfold. Imagine compressing 50 or 100 years of scientific progress into just 5 or 10 years. The possibilities are staggering.
Mind-boggling, actually.
Yeah. And crucial to making this positive future possible is progress in explainable AI, XAI. We keep coming back to this. Advancements in making AI's reasoning understandable, interpretable. That's vital. It builds trust, allows for verification, ensures accountability. It makes collaboration feasible.
So opening the black box.
Opening the black box. And alongside the technical work, there's the critical need for robust governance and guiding principles. Things like the 23 Asilomar AI principles, which one of our sources cited. These kinds of frameworks, developed through global cooperation, are essential. They aim to ensure AI is developed responsibly, ethically, prioritizing human well-being, fairness, safety, and transparency from the outset.
So if AI can augment us, can it also be a powerful tool against, the world's biggest problems? Can we actually wield AI as a force for good on a massive global scale, tackle things like climate change or pandemics?
There's enormous potential there, yes. Absolutely. Take climate change and environmental sustainability. AI can significantly help with climate modeling, making predictions more accurate. It can optimize energy usage in buildings, grids, transportation networks. It can support conservation efforts. Think of AI-powered systems analyzing satellite imagery or autonomous drones monitoring deforestation or wildlife populations.
Using its analytical power for the planet.
Right. And in public health and pandemic response, the potential is huge, too. AI can analyze vast data sets, news reports, social media, medical records to potentially spot outbreaks of infectious diseases earlier. It demonstrably sped up aspects of vaccine development and can help optimize distribution logistics. And it can improve public health decisions generally by providing deeper insights from complex data, something really highlighted during the COVID-19 pandemic.
That makes a lot of sense. What about societal issues, like justice or equity? Can AI help there?
This is a more complex area, but yes, there's potential, coupled with significant caveats about bias. In principle, AI could be used to analyze systems like criminal justice or hiring processes to identify and potentially help correct systemic biases or inconsistencies that humans might overlook. By analyzing outcomes across large populations, it could potentially contribute to developing more evidence-based policies aimed at minimizing discrimination.
But the bias risk is still there.
Absolutely crucial to remember. If the AI isn't designed and audited extremely carefully, with representative data and transparent methods, it could easily perpetuate or even worsen existing inequities. So, ethical considerations, transparency, and fairness are paramount when applying AI in these sensitive social domains. It requires meticulous design and ongoing scrutiny.
If we connect this to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
it seems clear. AI, if developed and deployed responsibly with strong ethical guardrails, it really can be a powerful tool for positive global change.
That's the hope, and that's the goal many researchers and policymakers are striving for.
All right. As we bring this deep dive to a close, let's try to quickly recap the journey we've been on. We've really explored the incredible world of artificial intelligence. We looked at its history from those early dreams right up to today's powerful deep learning. We saw how it's already woven into everything: healthcare, transport, finance, education, changing industries, and our personal lives.
Right. But we also confronted the really significant complexities, the societal shifts. Worries about jobs, the critical issues around data privacy and security, the challenge of data fidelity and bias, and AI's subtle influence on our own behavior and choices.
Yeah, and we didn't shy away from the big risks either. The challenges of transparency, the potential for increased inequality, the need for regulation, and even that sobering discussion around superintelligence and existential risk.
But critically, we also looked at the flip side, the immense opportunities.
Hmm.
The potential for human-AI collaboration, for augmenting our own capabilities, accelerating science, and the ongoing work towards explainable, trustworthy AI, and its potential role in tackling huge global challenges.
So what's crystal clear, I think, is AI's enormous, truly transformative potential for humanity. It really could revolutionize industries, boost our abilities, help solve massive problems.
It has that capacity, yes. From climate change to public health to making complex systems potentially fairer, the upside is tremendous.
And for you, listening right now, this deep dive. Hopefully it's more than just information. We hope it serves as a resource, giving you the knowledge to better understand this complex, fast-moving relationship between AI and all of us, to help you navigate what's coming.
And it underscores the huge responsibility facing policymakers, researchers, the tech industry, everyone involved in building and deploying this technology. The need to craft smart regulations, to prioritize transparency and fairness, to ensure AI is developed and used responsibly, inclusively.
Which leaves us with perhaps a final thought, a question to ponder. This raises an important question. As AI continues its incredibly rapid evolution, what role will you play in shaping where it goes? And maybe even more fundamentally, what human qualities, creativity, empathy, critical thinking, ethical judgment must we fiercely protect and consciously nurture to make sure this powerful technology enhances, rather than diminishes, our shared humanity?